Hello everyone, welcome to the video. Today is tutorial 2 on how to make a digital dice with Arduino, and in this video we have kind of upgraded the code where the code is much easier to understand, and also we have added the dice to have a cool effect as well. And so basically here is the code for the project, and if you want to also set up the circuit, here is the circuit right here. I explained it in the past videos as well. And so basically here is the code, and first thing we do is we define pin 9. And then we have bytes, digits, and so basically each one of these arrays that's inside of the digits arrays specifically for each number. So as you know, on the 8-segment display we have 7 LEDs that help make up all of the numbers between 9 and 0. And so basically what we have here is we have an array for each and every number between 1 and 9. So for example, to light up 1, we need to turn on the B LED and the C LED, and that's all we need to light up is those 2 LEDs to make the number 1, and so on for all of the other LEDs. And if you want to know more on how the 8-segment display works, look down in the description, and I have a link down to a video about the 8-segment display. Then we have seg pins. These are all of the pin numbers that are connected to the 8-segment display, so we put them all in an array right here. And then we go ahead and we do a random. Since we're making a dice, we want the dice to give us lots of random numbers, so this is going to be where the random value is going to be stored. And then we have button val. So since we're reading the button, when we press that button, the 8-segment display will start rolling and going through all these random numbers until we let go. And so the value that we get from the button, we have to put that somewhere, and that's going to be put into the variable button val. So then we go into void setup, and we go ahead and go to this for loop right here, which is going to go through the seg pins array, and it's going to set up all of these pins right here. So basically I is going to be set to 0 at first, then it's going to continue going through this for loop until I is no longer less than 7. Okay, and then every single time we loop this for loop, I is going to be incremented. So basically we're going to be looping this for loop 7 times, and every single time this I variable will be incremented, making it slowly count up all the way up to 7, which is how many items we have in the seg pins array. So basically we're going to go through all of the pins that are in the seg pins array, and we're going to set them all to outputs, basically setting it all up without us having to individually set them all up with pin modes. Then we have no pin mode. This is for the button, and it's going to be input pull up. Basically we're saying here it's going to be an input, and we're going to also activate the pull up resistor on pin 9, since that's what button variable is holding, pin 9. And so basically we don't have a pull down resistor on our button, so we need to activate one in the Arduino. So then we do random seed. This is so that the random function can actually have a truly random value or random list, because basically if you just run random, it will give you a random value, but the list or the pattern of random numbers will always be the same. So what we have to do is we have to get a random seed so that we can have a random list of random values. But still, this may not be random either. If we do like 5, then we get the list of 5. But that list is always going to be the same if we don't change the number of the random seed. So that's what we do here. We do analog read 0, and nothing's connected to pin 0 on the Arduino in our project. So that basically means that the Arduino is going to analog read analog 0, and it's going to read nothing basically. And so basically that's what it's going to do. It's just going to read who knows what type of number, and then it's going to say, okay, that's the random seed for this time around. Alright, so that's all we do here. And so then we go into the void loop, and then we go ahead and read the button. So we do digital read button, which is pin 9, and then we're going to put that value into button val. So this either is going to be 1 or 0. It's going to be 1 when we're not pressing, it's going to be 0 when we are pressing it. And so then we say if button equals 0, which means if we are pressing the button, then we're going to come into this statement. And so then we'll come into this statement, and we're going to generate a random value between 0 and 8. So that's what we do here. We just use the random value and the random function, and we do it between 0 and 9, which in this case would be 8, because the maximum number that we put here will not be included. The one below it, which is in this case is 8, will be included. So that is what we do here, and it's going to put that random value into a random, and then it's going to go ahead and do the same thing that we did up here. Basically, it's going to go through an array right here. And we're going to do digital writes seg pin. So as we see here, the array will be incrementing I every single time we come through this for loop. So it's going to go through all of the seg pins, which is all the pins that we're using for our 8-segment display, and it's going to see if they need to be lit up with digits right here. And so first it's going to say with digits, it's going to be the row of the number that we want. So let's say, for example, the random number is 2. Okay, so this is what this is right here. It chooses the array. So this random number would choose the array that we are using in the digits array. So basically we're going to choose one of these, which is specific to which number has been random generated, right? Like let's say it's 6, and then the for loop is going to go through this array one by one and turn on each LED that needs to be turned on to make up this number on the 8-segment display. And so that's what this for loop is going to go ahead and do. And then we're going to get out of the system and delay 50 milliseconds. And then it's going to come back up here and do it all over again. So basically what it's going to do is when we press the button, the 8-segment display will go through all these numbers very quickly. Just go through like you're rolling a dice or something. And when you let go, then it will stop at a number. And that number is the number that you have rolled on your digital dice. So basically that is the project. So now we'll go ahead and see our project in action. So now here is the project, and as you see we have our 8-segment display and our button. So if I go ahead and press the button, the 8-segment display will start going through all these buttons, all these numbers, and if I let go, we get our number. If I press it again, we get a different number. If I press it again, we get another number. And so basically that is the project. If you like this video, consider giving this video a like. Also comment down below if you have any questions, and consider subscribing if you want to see more content like this. Thank you all and have a great day. Bye.